Hello everyone, welcome back to another PvP showcase. For today, we're going to be looking at Amalchem. Now this is another new doodle added in today's update, or actually no, never mind, yesterday's update. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You can get it from gifts. This thing over here, the gold Howling gift bag. It's a pretty interesting way of obtaining it. It's also pretty fun. There's the hidden trait and then it's base trait, which I'm using the base trait because it's more fun. Hidden trait's unbreakable if you want to be kind of boring because it doesn't really do much with unbreakable. But yeah, basically this is another Nation clone, and I mean poison metal. It's pretty good, or I guess I should say Awakened Mothra clone, but it follows more of the case of Nation, but I feel like it has a little bit better stats. I wouldn't say it has a better trait or anything, or a better move. Actually, depends how you want to use this thing. But yeah, we also have used crowns for recovery. Now this is the signature trait called Cauldron Stew. Now what it does is basically each turn that it's out on the field, it gets a 10% damage boost to all of its attacks. So the longer it's out on the field, it does more damage, and then it only stacks up to 50%. So it's basically like having a free ruby or sapphire, but you can click any move. Just as long as you're out there for 5 turns, then you'll have that damage boost. I'm not sure if it activates as soon as you switch in. I would assume it does, but the stats on this thing are actually really nice as well, with a base 100 HP stat, and then base 120 in both of its defenses, and then also a base 120 its magical attack. So it hits pretty hard, and it's also really bulky. So it can most definitely live out 5 turns, especially with crowns for recovery, because this is the only recovery it does have. Unfortunately, no heal or anything, but that would be broken if it did have heal. Now here are all the moves that we're using. First off, we have the signature move, which is basically like a recombobulate, but it's a poison type move with 80 base power, and it can't miss. What else? It only really does stat boost. Actually, wait, no, it can do poison too, but I don't think it gives you any negative status effects like mood swing or anything, so it's actually pretty fun and pretty good. And then yeah, we also have Mud Wave for earth coverage, Tainted Water for water coverage, and then protect just so that we can abuse the used crowns, and then also get a free 10% damage boost each time we click it up until the 5 turn point. And then it's actually pretty strong. You don't really want to use your metal stab with this, just because you can hit way more things with this. You can hit opposing Amalchems with Mud Wave, and then you can also hit fire types, spark types, and then you can also hit fire types with Tainted Water, and you can also hit earth types if they do try and switch in. Now the main thing that walls you is Stag Iron, which is everywhere, but I mean, you have other teammates to cover for that anyway. And then here are the equipment. Theater Mask, Stone Necklace, and Pure Tear. Now your speed is like 40, something really slow, so you also don't really care about what you click, or having a low speed, sorry. And then you also just get a bunch of like defensive stats, and then more HP just from Pure Tear. And honestly, it's a really nice doodle, really powerful as well, at least to me. Definitely not going to get nerfed though, at least not that I can see, and I had a good time with it. That's basically it. Let's hop into the first battle.